Hello and welcome to episode 31 of my Minecraft server series. Now, the last 10 episodes have been focusing on the Stargate mod and things like that, and everything the Stargate mod has to offer. Obviously, I didn't get everything, but we're done with that now. But while I was running around and doing bits and pieces for those episodes, I've noticed a few things. My front yard is most definitely in need of some attention. I've made some progress and some choices that have made it difficult to function, as it were, especially down here behind me. There's some bits and pieces that need doing out here. There's some housekeeping that needs taking care of. And then we can move on to a little project I have planned. So just taking a quick look around the base that I feel has been neglected for the last 10 weeks. I have extended my sugarcane farm over here, but as you can see, it's right up against the sand here, this mound of sand, and it makes it really, really difficult to actually harvest this sugarcane when I can. I have to take it nice and slow instead of that one where I can just run through and break everything. So what I'd like to do is kind of tidy this mound up, square it off to the staircase, and kind of just bring it in by about 2 or 3 blocks, keeping the natural shape of this mound, but very much creating some space here to run behind it and break the sugarcane. What I'd also like to do is just tidy up a little bit more of the landscape. Obviously, I want to harvest the sugarcane on both sides here and the bamboo that I've got going on over there. But what I'd also like to do is change some of the terrain up in this corner here. If I open up my map here, there's a clash of materials here. You know, you've got the grass and the stone from the forest here going into the sand of the beach, and for the most part it blends in quite well, but I feel like it could do a little bit more with a little bit more tidiness, a little bit more squared off and things like that. So the plan is to cut the sand off around about where this square, this highlighted square is. So basically from about here-ish. So come from about that sand block there over to this grass block here and kind of just create a straight line of grass. And then change all of this sand into the nice green stuff. And then I want to change some of the rest of this into grass as well. So this whole corner going from here straight down and then going at a diagonal down to here, I want to change to grass so that it better blends in with the forest there. And then everything from here down, so all of this is going to be sand and all of this is going to stay stone. But hopefully that will help blend everything else together a little bit more, and it doesn't feel a little bit too harsh, especially with this sand into stone. But before we can even begin, we need to get rid of that white thing in the sky. So I'm going to go ahead and sleep, and then I'm just going to run through and time-lapse those little jobs so that we can get cracking on the nice little project I've got planned. So, without further ado, let's get going. Well, that's all that done, and stuff is already starting to grow back. But at least we managed to get that part of the terrain done, which is looking so much better now. It's less intrusive and less mismatchy and more uniform, which is the way I kind of like it. And now I've got a runway down that side of the sugarcane farm, which is quite nice. So, yeah, I can't believe that sugarcane's already growing back. Right, now to jump to the next part of the episode. What I have planned for the next part of this episode. Let me empty my inventory of stuff and let me get prepared, and I shall meet you in the location of this planned project. Catch you in a second. So in this part of the woods, with the scuba shed just behind me there in the red building and the base somewhere through the trees there, in this nice little clearing we've got here, I am going to build a creeper farm, because one of the things that I'm struggling to do is keep up with the constant usage of my firework rockets. I am running out so much. I'm always killing creepers for their gunpowder to be able to make some more. And although I've got an okay collection, it's not enough to constantly supply myself with rockets. So I've got a sugarcane farm for all the paper. Why not make a creeper farm for the gunpowder? Now, this isn't my own design. I had to Google some design ideas for a creeper farm. I found this very, very good one. I'm going to stick the channel of which I got this YouTube video from, and I'll also stick the link to the video in the description so that you can go ahead and follow that if you wish. So it's not mine, it is somebody else's, but it looks to be a good one as well. So yeah, we'll see. I've got all the things needed in this shulker box. Now, it is kind of estimated. They didn't actually note down exactly how much of each item you're going to need, so I just kind of filled it with a lot of cobblestone bits, and kind of guesstimated using maths what I was going to need for some of the stuff. Give me 2 seconds to load up the YouTube video and then we can get started on the farm. So I've loaded up the YouTube video and it turns out I did miss the fact that it did say the resource requirements. It does actually list everything you're going to need to make this farm. How I missed that, I don't know, but it's within the first 5 to 10 seconds of the video. And it turns out I am massively out of some items. Let me fix that. This is the before, and this is after. And quite a bit has changed since in that cut between before and after. I kind of prepared a little bit too much. So just to explain what we've kind of got here. So in the shulker box, I've got everything I need to make the creeper farm. After I had got all the resources needed for it, I decided to make sure that the area I have picked is big enough. And it is. Just. The dark oak logs are the outline of the farm, basically. On top of that will be the cobblestone walls that will be put in at the back end of the creation of this farm. But everything is basically going to happen right where the hole is here. So I need to make this hole bigger, dig it down a little bit, and place down a few bits and pieces. So now that I've got all the resources correctly numbered and everything, and that I've got the space big enough to actually pull this off, let's start building this farm. So by the looks of it, the first things that I'm going to need, aside from a 9x9 by 5 hole, is some water, some fence gates, the hoppers, soul sand, the campfires, and the chests. You can use the regular campfires, but I do believe in the video it does say you can use soul sand campfires or soul campfires to increase rates. So that's why I'm using the soul sand variant, because we want a lot of gunpowder out of this farm. So yeah. So a 9x9 hole in the middle. Well, I've got a 1x1. So let's just do a 9x9, which will look something like that, maybe? No, not quite. I've not dug far enough. Because what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I just need to do it the other way, which is there and there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then let's actually make this a square. Getting a nice little bit of resources from this. I have got my second account up there recording this, which is quite helpful. So we've got the 9x9 now. And now we just need to do it 5 deep. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. I do love my efficiency shovel. I will keep that plugged in though. There we go. Okay, so we've got our 9x9x5 hole. So within this 9x9x5 hole, we are going to stick water down in the bottom here. One there, one there, one there, and one there, which should get us here. And then we stick in our fence gates. And the fence gates, it looks like they miss this center block. So it looks like it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another one in there. I will just replace this one real quick. There we go. And then puts them open so that the creepers can fall through. And then I'm pretty sure he digs out that middle hole. So next we have to dig this hole, this 3x3 hole, 6 deep. 1, 2, 3, oh, lag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. This is going to be interesting. Okay, now that I've fixed that issue, how far did I get down? 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's do that. 1, 2, 3. So we've actually got 5, because if you think about it, I'm stood underneath here, and that's 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. 6. This is where we need to be. So once you've dug your 3x3x6 hole, you need to dig some blocks in front of you to make some room so that you can add the next bit. So I'm just digging this bit out, and I think this will end up being the way out, in and out of the farm to collect the gunpowder. So I'm actually digging it out towards, I'm facing away at the moment, but I'm actually digging it out towards my base, because that is the direction of which I'm coming from. So hopefully I can dig a tunnel out, and maybe the entrance will be next to the scuba shed or something like that. But it's actually coming out of this section here. So I just need to dig a little bit more, and then we can add in the next few bits and pieces. So the next thing to place down is the chests, which will go just under this lip here. So that's there, there, and there. And what I'll do is I'll just dig this out. Probably going to have to put those back, because then what's next are the hoppers and the campfires. So you place them in a grid like that, and then these go on top. So the big area up the top is where the creepers will spawn, and they'll fall down into this hole. They'll die from the campfires. The gunpowder will fall down into the hoppers and into these chests. And then we can get out from here, in theory. Let's actually make that way out now. And we shall place some torches in the wall so that I can see. Swap those over. Do you know what? That's not bad. Ooh, smoky. Right. I don't think I'm actually done down here, so let's head back down and see if we need to add anything else. I'm also going to remove some of those, because nobody likes hitting their head. So yeah, we basically just need to block this off now, which the video uses some full blocks and then some slabs. I haven't even finished in this creeper farm's working. I want to see if I can push him in. Come on. So he goes in, he dies, and then with any luck, well, that's interesting. Not the best use case, I suppose. What I am going to do is just block that off there, and then I just need to put some slabs underneath here. So let me go grab those. And we'll just work through the night, avoiding mobs. Oh, it's nearly day anyway. What a nice sunrise. Right, slabs, 1, 2, 3. Some of the stuff I don't actually need, so let's plop some of this in here. Don't need those anymore. That can go back in there. Cool. That should be enough. Okay, so the next part requires some full blocks and some slabs. So I'm going to need 9 slabs. Like that. And I'm going to grab a stack of cobblestone. And what it's telling me to do is go 3 blocks out. So that's 1, 2, 3. Dig out the center bits here. And then make a 5 by 5 square. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then the bottom of all these blocks get slabs. And I believe this is where the snow golems will sit. The snow golems, of which I haven't actually got the snow nor the pumpkins with me. So to keep the snow golems in place, we're going to use these fences. And we're going to stick 9 of them in like that. And then I believe it's something like that. With 1 in the middle. And then it should be slabs on the top, if I remember rightly. So now I've actually got to go grab some snow and some pumpkins and actually put 4 snow golems in this pen here. So let me go grab those and I will be right back. And we're back with snow blocks and carved pumpkins to make our snow golems. So looking at the video, they make the snow golem on top of the fence gate and then they try and push him in. What I'm worried about is the sun melting the snow golems before I can push them in. So I'm going to try and work this one out and hopefully I can place them in without any issues. I hope. I really, really hope. Of course, the trouble is I can't jump on top of the fence gates. So the guy uses a spare fence gate to nudge these guys in. So if I do it over here first, where I've got all 4 at the bottom. No. I need to pop it in here. And then he actually does that that, and then that. And then he hits him in. Okay, that's cool. Cool. And then run away. Now he does actually put 2 in each, so I might add some more at some point. But for now, we'll just put 1 in each corner, because hopefully that will just work. Now, I should be able to take that out, and they should be able to stay put. Because it means I can then put that one back in there. Did I not pick that one up? I should have picked another one up. Did it go down? It did go down. And we'll just do the same again. 1, 2, that one in there, and punch it in. So glad these guys don't actually attack just because. There we go. And then I'll just pop that one back in the other one. That didn't go down again, did it? I hate gravity. So next come the buttons. And this is so that creepers do not spawn on top of these cobblestone blocks. Eat over the sunset. Cool. So then the next thing to do is to grab all of my trapdoors I've got here. And what I'm going to do is with these slabs, I'm going to create a roof over the snow golems' heads. And with the trapdoors, I am going to just create a little pathway. That's going to drop down, that's fine, I'll pick that up in a second. And it's going to look something a little like this, so that the creepers will be tempted to walk. That's another one going down. So that the creepers will be tempted to walk on the trapdoors, but of course they're open, so they're not going to be able to. I need to watch where I'm putting the cursor. Let me go grab those trapdoors that fell down, because I feel like I'm going to need them in a minute. 3 in there, and 1 in there. Okay, so in the corners, you have a 2x2 of cobblestone with a slab on top. And I think we put something over the top of this in a minute. Because otherwise they can just sit here and not go anywhere. So I'm sure there's a reason that that is like that. So now that we've placed that, we now have to place the walls. There's a zombie over there. Cool. I mean, luckily, all I have to do is jump up. Now, how big do the walls have to be? These guys are not great shots. Right, 2 high walls all the way around. I appear to have run out of cobblestone. That's fine, I should be able to patch it up with some of this stuff. There's just going to be some odd patches of stone in here. I think I also need to fill this in. which I had a funny feeling I was going to have to do, but I didn't want to do it ahead, just in case I needed it empty. Eat, eat, eat. Cool. I'm just leaving that one open so I can get back. You know I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. There we go. Okay, now that we've built the wall, I need to place carpet 2 apart from each other. Like so. And hopefully I've got enough to go around. And that's every single carpet that I've got, placed exactly where it needs to be. I like it when it actually works out. I don't know what happened to the walls. I actually gave myself more walls than I needed. I gave myself more cobblestone that was actually in the instructions. I even missed out the corners. Oh well. Right, next step. Next we grab our trapdoors. Not the slabs, the trapdoors. I think that's all of them. And we start creating a roof. I knew I was going to have to move that. I'll stick it behind because I know nothing has to go there. Going to pick up any of these that I placed incorrectly. So far, what we actually have here is the beginnings of a roof of trapdoors, and what the video actually says is I can miss out all of the spaces that have got carpets on them. So the edge is lined, and then anywhere that there's a carpet, there's no trapdoor. I'm going to go around again with the bamboo. And just do a nice ring of the bamboo stuff. And then the next load will be the dark oak. And this isn't specific, you can use any kind of trapdoor. I just used what I had, which happened to be a mixture of different kinds of woods. So I'm making it look pretty. Okay, so we've finished putting the trapdoor roof over the entire thing. And it's really starting to take shape. Now, if I remember the video correctly, and I'll check it in just a second, but I think now we put all the slabs that we've got, and we cover the trapdoors with the slabs. This way there's no light getting in, but also nothing can spawn on top of the slabs. So let me just double check that video, and we can hop straight into doing just that. And here we have the entire thing covered. I'm kind of annoyed about that back wall there. I ran out of my dark oak slabs, and it is literally, you're talking about what, 20 slabs here in the corner that could be brown and could absolutely tie this whole thing together. But no, I had to run out. So now comes the interesting task of trying to create what I'm going to call the watchtower, or the AFK area. So I've got one remaining slab, which I'm going to stick here in the center. And what that does is creates a full block right here. And then I've got some modded andesite scaffolding in my shulker box that is beneath this platform that I now need to get to. And I need to create a box on top of the platform at least 100 blocks up in the air. But the fact that I'm now lagging out, that must mean... Well, that's sad. I was hoping there was going to be some sort of creeper infestation, but I think I'm at the wrong point for that. Let me clear the inside. I need to get in somehow, and I'm going to choose this section over here, because I can get here. Right, on this center block here, I just need to spam these scaffoldings up and up. And then I actually need to climb up that way and build a tower or a box for me to actually sit in and go AFK up here. And looking over at my other screen, looking at my laptop that's got my second account on, a creeper has spawned. We have got a singular creeper at the moment. And it doesn't seem to be doing much. Oh, 4 creepers. The higher I get, the better it performs. There we are. And I'm literally just gonna... Oh, no. I've got such an impressive view up here. Oh, come on. Ah. See, now I need to... Cool. Now I can build on top of that. If I go up over this way, that'll do. And I'm just going to build a nice little box up here. Just below the cloud level. And this is where I sit. I am going to sit here for a bit now. Now that I've actually created the farm and everything, I am going to sit here for a bit and see what happens. I'm probably going to be AFK for a bit and probably edit this episode while the farm is running and while I test things out and see how they all work. And hopefully I can end out this video back down at the bottom to see how much gunpowder we've got. I don't know how long I'm going to leave it. But yeah, hopefully the next time I speak to you, it will be showing you how much gunpowder we've got. But it's been a good episode so far. We've done some housekeeping and some tidying up, a little bit of landscaping out the front of the base, trimming down all my farms that are now regrown again. So I'm going to have to trim those back down at some point. So yeah, I'll see you in a minute to see just how well the farm works, and we will go from there. So I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so I've left the creeper farm going for about 2 hours, give or take. So let's go have a look at what we have got. So after about 2 hours, give or take, 2.5 hours, this is what we've got. In the large chest, we've got 2 and a bit stacks, and in the smaller chest, we've got 1 and a bit stacks, which kind of equal out to about 3.5, 3 3/4 stacks of gunpowder, which isn't too bad, but the rate should be a lot higher. So I have investigated this. So if I just quickly stick myself into spectator mode, let's have a look at what the issue is. So it appears that the issue lies with the snow golems. And I'm not entirely sure how to fix it, but it looks like they are trying to throw the snowballs at the creepers, but they're not hitting the creepers. Because what's meant to happen is the snow golems are meant to antagonize the creepers, and then they're meant to come after them, fall down into the gap, fall into the hole, and then burn alive. But they're not actually being antagonized, so most of that is gravity drops from entity cramming and creepers just wandering into the hole. But I mean, for the most part, it kind of works. The thing is, it will work with or without the snow golems. What I might try and do is get some cats and just stick them in the corners here. Just randomly. Because then hopefully the creepers will run away into the centre and then just fall into the holes. Maybe. I might decide to do it, I might not. I mean, to be fair, 3.5 stacks. Let's go back into survival mode. 3.5 stacks for doing nothing isn't too bad. And I will tell the truth, that was the second AFK attempt, because I had noticed these drops. I was using my second account to monitor the chests, and I had noticed this beforehand. So, you know, I was aware of this before starting this recording. But, even with that in mind, prior to the creation of the creeper farm, I already had about 7 or 8 stacks of gunpowder already. So I'd actually, over 2 AFK periods, what's that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the 3.5 stacks. That's about 10 stacks over 2 AFK periods. That's not too bad. That's 2 full lines, more or less, of inventory space. It's not a bad start, and you know, when I am potting around the place doing bits and pieces, or you know, off game and things like that, I can sit myself up in that box and I can just let it go and do my best Elsa impression. But I mean, it's free gunpowder at the end of the day, and I'm just one guy, so if I was trying to do a shop for everyone on the server, then that would be different. I'd try to get those rates a little bit higher, but it's not. It's just for me to not run out of rockets. So, do you know what? I think I'm happy with what I've got. And looking at the larger map, it gives us something else. I definitely did not die here. So yeah, it kind of expands our area. We've got the testing shed, the testing area over the other side of the bridge that we've got next to our animal farms, which is off the back of our starter base, which is just down from the main base, which next to it you've got the pit, the scuba shed, and now you've got the creeper farm. So, all in all, we're building a nice little area. Now we've just got to expand the other way, which we might actually have a look at next episode. But we shall see. I think that's everything I've got for this episode, though. So, until I see you in the next episode, have a good one, and bye for now.